Alright. Should be back. The stream is in 30 FPS now. Should be back. The stream is in 30 FPS. Okay, not that. Yeah, because it was being kind of wonky on my end. That seems to have fixed most of it. Let's go for... Yeah. Alright. We're going to record Gaming Pickups 9, I suppose. Alright, let's get some audio syncing for Harrison. We got Audacity, we got Streamlabs, everything's recording. Lovely. And you can sync it to that. There we go. Alright. Well, I guess. Let's see, do I want to get some snack? Do I want to get a snack quick? I'll be fine, probably. I won't die. Alright. Let's get to recording the thing. Should we decide right now if we want it to be Gaming Pickups 9 or Gaming Pickups 8.2? Probably 9. That's easier. Alright. Hey everybody, welcome to Gaming Pickups 9. This is part 2 of a small series, I guess you could say, because Gaming Pickups 8 was so big that I'm splitting it into however many videos this ends up being. In the last video, we went over puzzle games, stealth games, party games, action games, music games, movies of games, others games, beat 'em ups, tactics, and stuff. So now we are going to be doing the platformers. So this is 2D platformers, 3D platformers, just platformers. That'll be the focus of today's video, or of this video. So let's get into it. This is 2 whole stacks worth here, with the smaller of the stacks being as big as action games. Okay. Alright. Let me get some quick pictures for... Did I get a Action Games picture for the... Let's see. Okay, yeah. So then, need a picture for people for the platformers. Can you read all the labels? One of these stacks is so much bigger than the other. Let me see. Okay, now just to make sure that you can read them all before I send it off to people or mess up the pile. Yep. Okay, yeah. People should be able to read all of these. Now to categorize them a bit more. Let's see. I don't think I'm going to bother with, like, franchise this time. I think I'll just do by system. So, do handhelds, or Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. got a lot of Game Boy Color platformers. Or Game Boy. Is this Game Boy Color? That's Game Boy Color. Oh no, these are just Game Boy. Then N64. Oh, wait, NES, SNES, N64. Goodness, there's gonna be a lot of. Oh well, I gotta get 3DS in there. That's more Game Boy Advance. Sorry. It's gonna be in here. Just warning you guys early. Also this one. That might have been a Mario puzzle game. We'll start the PlayStation pile over there. Same with Genesis, same with Xbox. Actually, there's gonna be a lot of PlayStation. Let's see. PSP, PS4, Xbox One again, PS3, Super Nintendo. Wii U. Oh boy, we got a Wii U game in here. I didn't realize there was more worthwhile ones I hadn't had already. I guess because I got most of those as they came out. GameCube. Yeah. Gotta make a spot for GameCube. PlayStation 2. It's gonna be the biggest pile probably. Or maybe it is. Yeah, this is the theme that changed a generation. Where did I put PS2 again? Oh, it's because that's not. I got an Xbox 360 platformer. I didn't even remember they had those. And these are all PS2. Yeah, PS2 is where most platformers I got were, because the PS2 is the one that's been like the bigger system for me in the last few years. Xbox is so pitiful. There's so few games I got for. I got literally one game on 360, one game on Xbox One. I didn't get any Vita games. Okay. Alright. The platformers are all sorted. There's a selection. Alright. I guess we just kind of owe it to the platformer genre to start with Nintendo. Alright, so for platformers, we're just going to do them in system order, and the first one is the Nintendo Entertainment System, which I got Mickey Mousecapade. I don't know much of anything on this one, but I got it for free from a friend, so now I have it. It's a Mickey Mouse, I believe, platformer on the NES. On the SNES, I got two, I suppose you could say, games. I got Donkey Kong Country 3, because at the time of when I had gotten it, wait a minute. I think this one was in Gaming Pickup 6. I don't think that one's... Yeah, I know that was 6. Some of them were later editions, but I think they made it into, like, the images I scrolled through. But I know that was in 6. And for SNES, I just got one game that's a platformer, and, oh boy, is it a platformer. I got Super Mario All-Stars. So, not the Super Mario All-Stars plus Super Mario World. I just got Mario All-Stars, but also I have Mario World in a few places, so this is fine. But I got this one with a repro case, and this is just a revamped version of Super Mario Bros. 1, 2, 3, and 2 again. Lost Levels, I guess you could say it is. But yeah, it's just kind of a redone version of them. In some ways superior, in other ways not, to like the Game Boy Advanced versions of them, but still just really solid ways to play them. And whenever I do get around to marathoning these, because I'll probably try to do these, I have a few people who are interested, we might try to go through these in order, and this is probably the version of it we'll play. So very excited to get to that. On the N64, there's some interesting ones I got. So, for the Rayman series, they have Rayman 1, which was a 2D platformer, and then Rayman 2, which they're like, ooh, 3D. That's a big jump to make. Do we want to do that with, like, our huge franchise, Rayman, like, as soon as we can? Let's test the waters a bit. So, they made this kind of to try out 3D before they made Rayman 1, or before they made Rayman 2, and so they came out with Tonic Trouble. This is just kind of a 3D action game. It's basically just a more primitive version of Rayman 2. In a lot of ways, people say that this game kind of feels like it's in beta stage when it released, but I still want to give it a try. I mean, I liked Rayman 2 a lot, and this is kind of like a weird way of getting more of it. So, giving it a try. Another one that I was very happy to add to the collection, not really for the game itself, but for kind of what it means to me, is Chameleon Twist. This is the first video game I was ever made aware of. It's not the first video game I played, it's not the first video game I owned, it's the first video game I was introduced to. So, all three of those are different games for me. But yeah, when I was little, we lived in a duplex, and this was like one of the games that the people on the other side of the duplex had, and like sometimes when we'd hang out, because we were like within a year or two of each other age-wise, they had Chameleon Twist, and I was so blown away by this. Like, I had no idea what video games were at the time. This is the first video game I'd ever seen, and I mean, it looked really cool. Nowadays, I mean, I can kind of see it as kind of like a hour-long game that doesn't have much variety and kind of has like this little gimmick that may or may not be interesting to a lot of people. But I don't know. It's an important game to me, and I'm glad to have a copy, and I want to try it out at some point. Chameleon Twist 2 is where it really picks up the pace and where it's a lot more interesting, but that game's like $100 now, so I don't know. We'll see where that goes, or if that shows up at some point. Alright. Then for the GameCube, I got two platformers. The first one being Tak the Great Juju Challenge. So Ezra has recommended me the Tak games for a while now, and I started picking them up during this time frame, and this is the one. This one I happened to get on GameCube. I hear that this is probably one of the weaker Tak games. I believe there's 4 of them. There's like Tak, Tak 2, Tak Staff of Dreams, Tak Great Juju Challenge. Staff of Dreams might be the first one. I don't remember, but I don't know much on them. They just kind of like look like 3D action platformers with a weird like tribal jungle style to them, and I'll give it a try at some point. The big one on GameCube for me was Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. So in the previous video we had Donkey Kong or Donkey Konga 2, which was kind of a rhythm game for the DK Bongos, but this is a 3D platformer with like beat 'em up aspects, and that is uses the DK Bongos, and it just looks absurd and fun and goofy, and I have to try it. So yes. Also, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this is the first game ever to receive the E10 rating. I believe that like there wasn't a game prior to Donkey Kong Jungle Beat that had E10. It was just like K to A, then they made E, and then like Donkey Kong Jungle Beat was like the first one where like, it's not quite T, it's not quite E. We'll make something in the middle. So yeah, I'm excited to try this one out. This is one of the ones I'm very interested in trying out because it just looks fun with the DK bongos and everything. Yes, Donkey Kong. Did it really start playing? I mean, the video won't see this. Harrison, you can throw in like part of the stream, I guess, but it started playing Kirby music right when I was about to hold up a Kirby game. But yes, for the Wii, I got Kirby's Epic Yarn. I loved this game when I was younger. This was one of a few games where like I owned it, then sold it, because that was my way of getting new games at the time, was to make money from selling games I already had. Real shame on that one. I kind of criticized it for being very easy at the time, but a lot of what makes it like hard or compelling is like in the art style, the music. The music in this game is so good. It's so good. And also, like, if you go for, like, higher completion percentages, then it becomes a lot more tricky, and you need to keep more of an eye out on things. And honestly, it's just a very charming, fun game, and I believe you can do the whole thing two-player as well, because there's... Is it Prince Fluff? What did they call him? Is that it? Yep, Prince Fluff. So, yeah. We gotta try this out at some point. In another quality game. Top of the line. Like, literally, no game has been better than this. We got Ninja Bread Man. Yeah, we got Ninja Bread Man. Goodness. Not only do I have to explain what it is, I have to justify the fact that I put money towards getting this. So this was like $3 though, so it's not that bad, but basically on the PlayStation 2, there's this company that was like, oh, people love bright, colorful platformers. We're just gonna throw one out there. Hopefully it makes money. We don't need to put all that much effort into it. It can be like the crappiest game ever or whatever. And yeah, this is basically this era's version of Bubsy 3D. But the thing with it that makes it so interesting is that the games in this came out on PlayStation 2 and Wii that they made, and there's multiple of them. The thing is, all of them are the same. So, like, they came out with this, then they came out with, like, an Egyptian version, then they came out with a third one, I think. I don't remember what it was. But basically, they just released, like, 3 of the same game, and all that changes is, like, the texture pack. So that one is candy-themed, one is Egyptian-themed, and whatever the third one is, I forget. And so they just made, like, these crappy platformers that, like, copy-pasted off each other and came out, like, months away from each other. So, I don't know. It's very bizarre. It's widely known as, like, a very poorly made game, and I thought it'd be a fun thing to try at some point, just for a joke or something. I don't know. So I got it. For Wii U, I got a few of them. Yeah. Another thing, more great soundtracks here. Like, all of these games have music that I use in my streams, and they're so good. But there's Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, which we streamed a few months ago. This is a super fun single or even 4-player game, and only takes a few hours to beat. Amazing visuals, fun gameplay. Everyone can just have a blast and just goof off. Somebody gets to kind of draw on the tablet, and they control Kirby without limbs, and he just kind of gets dragged around wherever you're putting him. Then other people just kind of have general 2D platformer type stuff, but then they have like weapons and stuff because they're all Waddle Dees. Or is it Waddle Dees, right? Yeah. It is just fun. We had a lot of fun streaming it, and I'd recommend it to anyone. It's not on Switch yet, so I don't know. It's just a fun game. More people need to play it. Same with Yoshi's Woolly World. There was a lot of backlash on like Yoshi's New Island on 3DS and Yoshi's Crafted World on the Switch, but Yoshi's Woolly World That was kind of like the shining light in the middle of it. In some ways, it is kind of just the Yoshi take on Kirby's Epic Yarn. Another phenomenal soundtrack that I like way too much, and it's just a fun, charming game. It also had like these little videos that Nintendo put out when they were promoting the game that just showed all these little like stop motion things with like plushies from the game. They got like really cool amiibos, which I kind of want them at some point, but I'm not too concerned about amiibos anymore. They even have like a giant amiibo that is like, I don't know, probably like as big as like that Toad or something. Oh, what's wrong with the... Oh, that's sunlight. I was like, why does the Toad look like he's being like just turned white? But yeah, this game is really fun. I really want to try it at some point. And the last one I got was Sonic Lost Worlds, which I believe, or Lost World, which I believe Nintendo had some kind of deal with Sega at the time to make this an exclusive. I think it got a 3DS port or something. But yeah, I've been very interested in trying it out at some point. I've heard it's a pretty solid game. It got like a cool Yoshi and Zelda themed DLCs, so you can run around like worlds from those games in it. And in a lot of ways, it kind of looks like a Super Mario Galaxy take for Sonic. Not quite like Sonic Colors was, but like more like literal like Galaxy 2 kind of, I think you could say. It reminds me a lot of that, and I also like the soundtrack from it a lot, but also it's a Sonic game. That doesn't surprise many people to say. Well, yeah, it's a fun looking one that I've been meaning to try. And lastly, for Nintendo, I got some on the Switch. I got Rayman Legends Definitive Edition. My goodness, is this a game that I've been wanting to play for the longest time. I originally got it like free on Xbox Live right when it came out, and then I stopped caring about Xbox Live, and they were like, yeah, you don't... We'll just show you this game in your library, but you don't own it. You just get to look at it. And so then I was like, oh, I'll buy it on Nintendo instead. And then I can play it anywhere, and we can pass Joy-Cons around and stuff. So yeah, this is a 4-player platformer. It's got like some cool rhythm stages, really good audio design, really cool art style. Like, I mean, just Rayman in general goes so over the top with like how awesome its art style stuff is. And I've wanted to try it for a really long time. I believe it also features most of the content from Rayman Origins, or at least most of the noteworthy content, so I just really want to try it at some point. I even had a third copy of this on top of the Xbox One and this Switch one. I had another Switch copy at one point because I gave it to my cousin for Christmas, and he was like, what even is this? This isn't like Mario? Like he just wanted like a big Switch game to play, and he'd never heard of Rayman Legends. And then he started like, then his mom started texting me like a month later when he started the game, and apparently it was like now one of his favorite games of all time. So now I gotta catch up with my cousin on that, and I gotta try it. We might do that one with multiplayer, we'll see. The other one I got was Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair, which... oh boy, is this a game that went under the radar that really did not deserve it. And I mean, if you have like Twitch Prime or something, you actually probably got this game for free a few months ago if you checked your notifications. But yeah, this is the sequel to Yooka-Laylee. A lot of people kind of forgot it happened, but it's not a game you should forget. It's basically Donkey Kong Country, but featuring Yuka and Laylee, and a little bit faster. Honestly, probably a bit more, how do I put it? A bit more emphasis on like overworld stuff and how levels interact one to the other. I mean, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze definitely did that as well. Like, the thing they did with the Popsicle Factory is really cool. It's just like 6 levels back to back that show different processes of it, up to the boss just eating one. But like, this has a lot of things where like you unlock things in the overworld and look for secret exits and levels, and it just looks really fun. But for me, the soundtrack to this game is amazing. Everyone needs to listen to the soundtrack for this game. I don't know why there's no physical of it yet. I need it. This is probably between this and Xenoblade Chronicles 1, probably my favorite soundtrack from any video game. And I listen to a lot of soundtracks from video games. There's literally like 80 physical albums. I'm talking about a few videos down from this one. So, really like the soundtrack to this. It's got Grant Kirkhope, David Wise, the people behind like all the Donkey Kong games and Banjo-Kazooie and stuff. They went wild with the soundtrack of this game. It's so good. Everyone needs to try this game, or at least listen to the soundtrack. It's like $10 on Bandcamp, or you can just find it on YouTube if you like that way. Who's messaging me on Discord? I'm streaming! Oh. Apparently Drew's doing things. How dare you? You dare say you're live while I'm live? I'm the one who's live. You can't do that. Alright. So, that was the Nintendo stuff. And then, we've got the Sega Genesis, which I just have one. Or Sega in general. I just have one. I don't know if platformer is really the right category for this. Might be more action game. But I got Rocket Knight Adventures, which, very disappointed to see this was not on the Genesis Mini. But this is a game that has interested me for quite a while. This is kind of like... How do I put it? Like, in some ways, it reminds me of, like, Mega Man, Contra, Ghouls and Ghosts, stuff like that. It's just, like, this crazy action game where you play as, like, an armadillo that is, like, a knight, and he gets, like, a jetpack, he gets cannons, he gets... I think he mostly fights with, like, a sword or a lance. It's just this really fun, charming game that just looks like it goes wild with, like, anything and everything it can. And I've wanted to try it for a really long time, so I added it to the collection so I could. Then on to Xbox, which does not have a ton, but we're still going to talk about it. So the first one, or the first platformer I got, okay, we'll do that one later. I got Voodoo Vince. This is actually, like, I believe his name's Phil Spencer, the main guy at Xbox. This is apparently one of his favorite games Xbox has ever made. And it's still an Xbox original exclusive. It was never, like, ported or anything. But it's this really wacky platformer where you play as a voodoo doll, and various ways of, like, taking down enemies or solving puzzles are linked to you injuring yourself, but you've cursed something in the environment, so whatever you do to yourself, you're fine. They're the one who suffers the damage from it, and it's just this wild-looking game that I've been wanting to try for a while, and so I decided to get it. It's not... It might be going up in value a bit more now, I'm guessing, but it was pretty cheap when I found it, so yeah, keep an eye out if you see it. It's a fun-looking one. I also got Rayman 3 Hoodlum Havoc. This is another one that's a little lesser known, but yeah, Rayman got a third game, which, unlike Rayman 1 and 2, which kind of got ported literally anywhere and everywhere they can, 3 kind of just came out and no one said anything, and then it just kind of went quiet until Rayman Origins. It looks more or less like just more of Rayman 2. I don't think it's as critically acclaimed, but it looks fun, and I want to try it. It looks like it kind of goes for a bit more of like an edgy and gritty aesthetic than the series normally goes for. So that might be why people haven't talked about it a lot, but I don't know. I want to try it, so I got it. I also got another one that I had when I was younger and ended up selling to get more games, but now I have recovered the game, and that is Sonic Heroes. I originally had it on GameCube, and now I got it on the Xbox because I found it pretty cheap. So, interested in trying it out. It's a Sonic game with several story modes, focusing on trios of characters going through a series of levels, and you can kind of swap between them. That's kind of like the red, blue, yellow thing is in the cover art here, or the logo. Because you, for each of your parties, there's like Team Rose, Sonic, Dark or something, and then Chaotix, which the last one is kind of like mission modes, and then the rest are just like easy, normal, hard. But they all kind of follow a storyline where you're following different characters and their experiences between them. So it's a very interesting game. I've been meaning to try it for a while, or to get a copy of it again for a while, because I only really tried out like the Rose story, I think, when I had it originally, and I want to do more with it, so I ended up getting another copy, and I want to give it a try. And then the final platformer I have for the original Xbox is Sega GT 2002. Yeah, platformer, right? Yeah. I'm kidding. Basically, Jet Set Radio Future is part of the same box and same disc as this one. So, it didn't get a standalone release on the original Xbox. This is the sequel to Jet Set Radio on the Dreamcast, and honestly, it's probably just the Jet Set Radio game to go for. And for some reason, it only came out in this double pack. I'm not really too concerned about Sega GT 2002, but this is what I happen to get Jet Set Radio Future on. There is copies of Sega GT 2002 that are just a standalone game, but a lot of them have Jet Set Radio Future in it, and it's a super, super cheap game to get. Like, this was literally like bought impromptu on a stream a few weeks ago, or even a few days ago, and it was $3. So, yeah, I mean, totally a game to keep an eye out for if you see it. Then on the Xbox 360, I got Disney's Epic Mickey 2, The Power of Two. I haven't heard as great things about this one as I have the first one or the 3DS game in the Epic Mickey series, but I still wanted to try out the games, and this is definitely going to be an interesting one to do. It's kind of like a somewhat gritty 3D platformer game that focuses on like Disney history, more so than just like current Disney or the one Disney universe or whatever. It's kind of like focuses on like the history of Disney and like older series and representing them and bringing them back. And I've heard that the first one kind of like brings some deep cuts, but the second one I hear is like the really deep cuts into Disney's history. So like a lot of characters that like no one remembers and no one's seen like in years and years really show up in this one. And I've heard that it has like kind of some cool aesthetical stuff to it. I've heard it's mostly just the gameplay's kind of wonky, but a lot of aesthetic stuff with it is handled really well, and I'm interested in seeing where that goes. And then the final game I got for the original Xbox was Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which I now have. I have 2 new copies of it. Well, this was new, but I opened it. But basically, I mean, I think Chris liked it a lot. I loved it. Ori and the Blind Forest, when we played that like a year or so ago. My goodness, that is a phenomenal game. Everyone needs to play that game. It's so good. Soundtrack, visuals, platforming. It's not even that long of a game. You could just like play it and beat it in like a day or two. It's so good. Everyone needs to play it. And so as soon as they announced Ori and the Will of the Wisps, I bought it. So I almost never buy games right when they come out, but I got Ori and the Will of the Wisps literally right when it came out, and hadn't gotten the chance to play it yet, so it's still in the plastic seal. And then ended up at a local game store like a month or 2 ago. So I'd had Ori and the Will of the Wisps just sitting on the shelf for like half a year or something. And then I found the special edition for the game for $50, which is not that much for what it is. And the thing is, it's kind of weird on a shelf because it's a little bit taller than the average game. So that's weird. But yeah, this is a very exciting one to get because it has this massive like box to it. But it comes with a steelbook for the game, and then it comes with this art book. And as soon as I was like, oh, it has an art book, I need it. I kind of wish it had a soundtrack CD, but I've already bought like the high quality version of the soundtrack from Gustavo Santaolalla himself, or no, that's Last of Us. Who is it that does the music in this one again? I forget. Why am I forgetting this? Was it Gustavo? No. Oh, apparently it came with an MP3 download of the music and a piano CD. Did I put the piano CD? So, is there a music CD in here that I forgot about? Oh, it's probably. Yeah, it's in the steelbook. So yeah, there it is. Oh, it's Gareth Coker or Gareth Coker? I think that's how it's pronounced. Yeah, but my goodness, I love the soundtrack for the first game way too much. I've listened to it almost religiously, and that's That's not a problem. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I've actually been trying to avoid looking into this game all that much until I play it, and I'm very interested in getting to it at some point. It's just really cool to find like the special edition like this though, so I ended up getting it. It's got all this little artwork on it too. Then there's something I gotta get from off camera for this part. Something rat related. Rats. I need one of you, and I know exactly which one of you it is. You, come here. Oh, nuggets. Come here. Alright, Pepper, you get one too. Come here, you. There we are. We got her. So, the thing is, this isn't necessarily a gaming pickup, but something that I did get in the same time frame as all these gaming pickups, as well as when I got, or when we played Ori and the Blind Forest, and when I bought Ori and the Will of the Wisps, I got another rat. And I named the rat Ori. So, they're very good games. I even named a pet after them. Or after the main character of it. Now, where are you going? Oh, she's very sweet. She's one of the best pets. So good. Special rat. Hi. This is the one that's like always at the edge of the cage, just begging for attention. She's so cute. But yes, this is Ori. See, she's got her own. Oh goodness. She's got her own game. See? They named the game after the rat. It's not the other way around. Where are you going? It's perfect. It's precious. She's a little sleepy, so I don't think she wanted to be woken up. She's also like probably one of the gentlest pets that I've ever had. Rat. All right. We are into PlayStation. You know what? Let's start with handhelds this time. Oh, I forgot to put my receipt back in Ori. Fold it so it fits properly. There we are. I like Ori. You want a rat, you're afraid your cat will try to kill them. Well, rats are good. Cats are bad. Cats are evil. They have the potential to hurt rats, and anything that has the potential to hurt rats is probably evil. That includes people. But I think everyone's already accepted that humans are kind of evil to some extent. But that's fine. So, PSP platformers. First off, I got both Loco Roco games. I've heard really good things about them. They're just absurd, goofy, weird musical platformer type games, and I have wanted to try them for a long time. So, I ended up getting them. They just look absurd, and they were like the iconic PSP titles, so yeah, ended up getting them. Oh my. Another one I got was Secret Agent Clank, which is another Ratchet and Clank game for the PSP. I believe that it's kind of like set up in the aesthetic that like he's a secret agent, but I think for the most part it kind of just plays as like a typical Ratchet and Clank game, but you just play as Clank on his own. So, yeah. I don't really know too much on it, but I'll give it a try at some point, and I happen to find it. Seems fun. Then for the PlayStation 1, got quite a few. This one's a bit of a puzzle platformer, but I got Oddworld Abe's Exodus. I already had Oddworld Abe's Odyssey, and then I have Munch's Odyssey and Stranger's Wrath, and there's a lot of Oddworld games to get. There's even a new one on PS5, and maybe it's on PS4, I don't know. But yeah, I've been meaning to try out this series a bit more, and this is one of the essentials to get. I've heard very good things, although it is one that I hear talked about a little less than others. I don't know. We'll see what happens when I try it out. It's kind of like a gritty sci-fi, horror-esque, puzzle-esque platformer with kind of an emphasis on guiding a team. I also got the first Rayman, which originally in a PlayStation 1 bundle I got the, what is it? I got the case, guide, and all like the box art and manual and everything, to Rayman 1. And then the disc that was in here was Crash Bandicoot 1. So I found a disc only of Rayman 1 for $1 and was able to complete this. So yeah, now I actually have Rayman 1 as is, which is a game that has looked fun for a long time. It doesn't look quite as compelling as like Rayman Legends did or something, but I still want to try it at some point, although I have heard that it gets very hard at later parts. I have recently managed to get the second Croc game, so now I have Croc 1 and 2, which these ones are kind of odd. Basically, the people who made Star Fox on the SNES, and like basically invented the Super FX chip that made like the 3D stuff like that possible, like went up to Nintendo, they're like, hey, you let us do Star Fox, would you care if we made like a Yoshi game? Like 3D platforming is kind of a thing now. Like Mario 64 just came out, like a Yoshi platform would be really cool, we'd love to work on it. And Nintendo's like, no. But they liked their idea so much that they're like, okay, forget Nintendo, we're going to PlayStation. And then they made these, which are more or less Yoshi platformers that don't feature Yoshi. They're just kind of charming games. I've heard the first one's kind of wonky with tank controls platforming. Odd choice, but I guess it was early in the thing. And then they had Croc 2. There's also a Croc 1 and Croc 2 on Game Boy Color, which I have the first one already. That was actually my first Croc game, and I actually just ordered the Croc 2 on Game Boy because it wasn't that expensive, and I've heard that that's actually the best of all 4 games, so really want to check those out. Very interested in those. Interesting little legacy. And then I got probably the greatest PS1 game to ever come out. Maybe even better than like any other PlayStation game. Like really, games don't compare. They don't make games like they used to, and this is an example of it. So we've got Bubsy 3D. It's you could say it's a game. It's an experience. It's a test of patience. It has the Gold X Award, which is an award that I don't believe actually exists. I think they made it up for the box art, and they also had an excerpt for the quote, which I'll show Harrison that, but I'll show that to the editor so he can put something up. But basically, this quote is like split into 3 parts, and it's like a 2-page review of the game, and they took like a few words from like the first sentence and the last sentence, and then like just scattered it together to make the quote sound decent. But yeah, this is notoriously one of the worst 3D games ever, because it was basically a 3D platformer that they made before 3D platformers were a thing. The thing is, Crash Bandicoot and Mario 64 came out before this did by a few months, which wasn't going to impact development on this. This was still entirely made prior to 3D platformers really being a thing. So this was kind of like what a smaller team was going to get away with 3D platforming when they had no groundwork to try to build from. So, yeah, that'll be an experience. We got to try that at some point. We'll see. Then on to PlayStation 2. My goodness, did I get a lot of PlayStation 2 platformers this time around. I guess since we were just talking about it, Crash 4, more or less. Nowadays it's considered less, but yeah, this is when Naughty Dog originally abandoned the Crash series, and they had another team take it over, and they made the 4th Crash Bandicoot game. I've heard that it's like not gonna live up to the hype of the first 3, but I've heard that it's still a decent game, and so I've been meaning to try it out. Although in the real Crash 4 It's About Time trailers, they did literally say, this is the first time there's a Crash 4, right? And they did like a gag at that game not existing, I guess? But I don't know, I still want to try it. Another series that's very interesting on the PS2 that is similar to Crash Bandicoot is Spyro. So, a lot of people know the Spyro games on the PS1. 1, 2, and 3. They kind of forget that there's like 6 more of them. Or 5 more of them, I believe. There's these, and then one more that came out on the PS3 and 360 that cost like $80 now. I didn't get that one, but they basically... I think these are in the right order, but they basically made Spyro Enter the Dragon, which was just trying to make another Spyro game, more or less, and it wasn't received particularly well. It was considered kind of a more bland one, but I still kind of want to try it. I want to try out like a lot of the Spyro games in kind of one burst. And then they tried to make it kind of more of an action-adventure type Spyro game, but it was still like a platformer, and they tried kind of doing a little bit of their own thing with Hero's Tale, and I've heard that it was a better received one. And then there was the 3 after that, the Legend of Spyro trilogy, which I don't have the 3rd game in it. It's a PS3 360 game. But there's A New Beginning, Eternal Night, and something else. I forget what it's called. It has like another dragon on the cover too, so I guess Spyro has like a friend in that one. But basically, these ones try to be more edgy Spyro. So that's an odd take for the series, but yeah, we'll see where it goes. And I've been meaning to try these out, so whenever one of the top contenders for upcoming games in the channel is probably going to be the Spyro Reignited trilogy, and potentially this could be a follow-up series of streams, just at least trying them out and seeing how good these long-forgotten Spyro games are. Because I'm curious. Here's another game we streamed a long time ago. Another one I got disc only. But SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. I went for this instead of the Rehydrated because I found this for $2 and Rehydrated is like $40, and I didn't really notice enough gameplay differences other than just like a really high saturation filter. No. Does that look the same as... Like, I literally have a model of the SR2 mat. And I have a poster of it that's back in that corner of the room. Do I want to know what you're linking here? Where's my mouse? Ooh! Ooh, it's shiny! Ooh. How big is it, though? 6.25 inches. That's not too bad. That's like that long, maybe, or something. How many pop-ups does this site have? I've had to close like 3 different ones. Well, yes. Might keep my eye on that. But yeah, I got SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. We originally streamed this with a group of like 5 or 6 several years ago on the GameCube, which was Chloe's copy of it. I liked the game enough that I decided I kind of wanted to get my own copy. And when I found the PS2 copy for that cheap, I decided to go for it. So now I have SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, which is honestly a pretty solid game. How do I put it? I'd say there's definitely a low point on one particular level, but otherwise it's really good. I'd recommend the game to people. It's fun. Let's see. Then I also got 2 more games that don't have boxes or cases, but I found some. I got Ratchet & Clank 1 and Ratchet Deadlocked. So, this is the very first Ratchet & Clank game that they made, and I was planning on playing that in the PS3 version, because I have like the collection there, and then Deadlocked I think is like 4 or 5 in the series. But I've heard that the PS3 collection is good, but probably doesn't run quite as well as the PS2. It's not really at the point where like you'd notice a difference unless you were really familiar with the PS2 one, but I found it for 50 cents and decided that I could at least get the PS2 version for that, so I went for it. Deadlocked is just because I'm trying to get games in the series so that I can actually like try to play through them all, but there's a lot of games in the Ratchet series. Those are just kind of like action shooters with kind of like quirky characters and art styles. Another PS2 game I didn't get with a case. I got the Mega Man Anniversary Collection. I've seen this on like the GameCube and Xbox a few times, but I never really went for it because I don't really like, or I feel like I'd have to play the Mega Man games with like a D-pad, and those consoles don't really have the most compelling D-pad to me to play like Mega Man games with. PS2, however, I'm set for that one. I think this is before they made like the whole Legacy Edition, which I did end up getting some of those, but for the first, I believe, 8 Mega Man games for like $1, that sounds pretty good to me, so I ended up getting it. Because the Mega Man games, they interest me. I want to play them at some point. I got another TAC game. Again, still don't know much on it. I could probably say about the same things as I did about Great Juju Challenge. But I think this is the first game in the series. I know that they used to have this one at like McDonald's kiosks or whatever where you could play it if you went to like the Play Place or whatever. So, I don't know. Weird looking game that I don't know much about, but it's been recommended by a few different people, so I'm gonna give it a try. And then lastly for PlayStation 2, I got iNinja, which is one that I've heard honestly very few people talk about, but I've heard that it's a really, really good, like this is kind of like one of the big hidden gem platformers or action games on the PS2, I've heard. So I ended up picking it up for pretty cheap, and I want to give it a go. It just kind of looks like this random like little shovelware platformer like Ninja Breadman or something, but apparently it's a lot more special than that, so I want to give it a try because it looks like it's just like this goofy Saturday morning cartoon ninja type game. And that sounds fun to me. On PlayStation 3, 2 more Ratchet & Clank games, Tools of Destruction and All for One. I believe there was one more PS3 one I found, but I just kept hearing that it wasn't worth getting, so I didn't. But yeah, interested in trying these out at some point. There's some serious water damage of some kind on this version, so I have no idea what's happening, but the disc is at least fine, aside from Sharpie on it. But yeah, it'll play. That's good enough. But yeah, interested in the Ratchet & Clank series. Got more games in it. And last one for the PS3 is I got Little Big Planet 2. This was just included with a bundle of other games I got, and I decided to just get it. Looks fun. And I have yet to play any games in the Little Big Planet series, so I decided to give it a try. Streamlabs did the weird flicker thing again. Is it still running? Why is Streamlabs being so bizarre today? It keeps like giving me this flicker effect where like the entire screen just goes to like half black, half white, and then when it comes back, it doesn't show me any of my audio levels. Is it still working? When it comes back, it doesn't show me any of my audio levels. Okay. Well, hopefully you guys can still hear me. This is so bizarre. I might try to like just restarting my PC between this or platformers and the next category, because I've only got... Oh. I only have one platformer left to talk about. And the final platformer is a PlayStation 4 game. This is one that Sean sent me a while back, and it's Mirror's Edge Catalyst. A lot of people really like Mirror's Edge, and it looks really cool to me. It's like this sci-fi dystopian parkour game in first person, and it looks really fun. I've been meaning to try it for a long time, and it got a sequel that apparently expands on a lot of things, but was generally not really talked about, and I still want to give it a try, because the Mirror's Edge games look really fun, so now I have both of them, and I'm definitely going to give them a try at some point. Okay, let's get these all back together, I suppose. Just do the Nintendo and the non-Nintendo pile, I guess. PS4. PS2. So many games. Oh wait, no. PS3 is before the PS2. So it's gonna be a little nice to have them sorted by console when I'm putting them away, because that's how I kind of keep them on the shelf. I don't store them by genre on the shelf. All right. There we are. And then, oh yeah, we'll toss a little chunk of Sega up there. Okay, the Nintendo ones are weird because they're all different shapes and sizes. Wait a minute. Oh! I forgot to mention the handhelds. Oh, I forgot to mention the Nintendo handhelds. Okay, video's not over yet. I think. Oops. So, a while back, we streamed Barbie and the 12 Dancing Princesses on PlayStation 2. And, apparently that game has Game Boy Advance and DS versions as well, which I ended up getting the Game Boy Advance one. I hear that they're more or less the same game between those two, but it's still very different from the PS2 one. We had enough of a joke going with the PlayStation 2 game that, sure, let's give that one a try. I also picked up Chibi Robo Ziplash. This game's kind of become a bit of a joke online as a terrible game with terrible ideas, and I thought it would be like a fun thing for the stream because we have a destruction redemption where someone redeems and we destroy a game, and I saw that a local game store had a bunch of copies of this for $3 each, and I was like, okay, that's kind of a good game to do it as a joke, so I got a copy and I thought we'd like destroy it on stream as a fun joke, and then ended up getting a bunch of much better suited games to destruction, so now I just kind of have this. So yeah, I don't recommend anyone get this game. Just go for the GameCube one if it interests you. But yeah, I have that now. The big one on 3DS that I got, Kirby Planet Robobot. I've been looking for this one for a long time. It's oddly not that easy to find. But yeah, Kirby Triple Deluxe and Planet Robobot are really solid games in the series that I haven't gotten to yet. And now I finally have both, so I'm going to give them a go. Game Boy Color, got a few games. I got Monsters Inc., which was another game that I got along with Chibi Robo Ziplash as a game I thought would be fun for the destruction thing on stream, and it never ended up being used for it because we found better things to do with that. Then I got Wario Land 3, which is Super Mario Land 3, where it features Wario, and it kind of started out... Or is it... I forget the entire history of it, but I haven't paid too much attention to the Wario Land series, but they look fun, and I've been trying to get some of them, so yeah. It's my second Wario Land game, or third, I guess, because I have Master of Disguise and Shake It, and then Wario Land 3. I know there's a Wario Land 4 on Game Boy Advance, and Wario Land on Virtual Boy. I don't remember exactly what the whole order of the series is. Is there a Wario Land 2 even? Or is that just Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins? I don't know. I got it and I want to try it. And then coincidentally, I finally got a copy of Super Mario Land 2, the 6 golden coins. This is another game that like I played a lot when I was younger, and this is like one of the most, like one of my earliest games. It was my first Mario game, and I just really like it. But I never owned a copy. I borrowed it off someone. Now I actually own a copy, other than just the 3DS download, and it came with a manual, but no box. So, very happy to have that now. Then lastly, we got some Donkey Kong games for the original Game Boy. Oops. That's fine. These things are durable. So the first one I got was Donkey Kong 94, or it's just Donkey Kong, but like, it's known as Donkey Kong 94. So, this is basically the arcade Donkey Kong, but they're like, okay, cool, that's a neat game and all. What if you just play Donkey Kong arcade, but then once like the 3 levels are done, what if there's like 100 more? And they introduce all these new like types of platforms, all these new gimmicks, all these new mechanics. It's just this absurdly long like puzzle game that has so much going for it, and it's so good. And it really has gone under the radar over the years because it's kind of just branded as the arcade Donkey Kong, but on Game Boy. And it's so much more than that. So, very interested in trying that out at some point. And then on the Game Boy as well, I got the Donkey Kong Land trilogy. So I got Donkey Kong Land 1, 2, and 3. So, very interested in trying these out. I forget if they're specifically just like remakes of the SNES Donkey Kong trilogy, but I think that they're slightly different, like unique Donkey Kong games, just probably lesser Donkey Kong games due to the hardware. And I'm interested in trying them out at some point, because, I mean, I like the Donkey Kong Country games I've played so far. Hey, Logan. Not Isaac. How dare you. Yeah, I've been live for like 3 hours. I had to restart the stream at one point, though. But yeah, that is all of the 3D But yeah, that's all the platformers. So, we went through a bunch of them in this video, and next video is going to be Action Adventure, which is right behind the platformers. So, hope that'll be fun. But yeah, we're gonna do some more gaming pickups. Should I be doing like Discord or subscribe things? I don't know. I'll just have Harrison put it on an end screen. But yes, there we go. We've finished recording Gaming Pickups 9. I drank. Oh boy, I drank. You ain't never seen a man drunk like I drank. Well, maybe you have. But it was cooler when I did it. Just tell yourself that. This looks wonky. These go down here, I guess. Oh, hey, Connor. Hey, no, Connor, it's not that bad. These are only the games that... I'm only talking about games that I got in the last, like, year and a half. It's not that many. There we are. We are now on to Action Adventure. How did I have this before? Oh, that's probably why. Your MG... What's your... Oh. collective 251. I don't even count how many games I have at this point. There's a lot to keep track of. Alright, we're just going to do a rushed intro for Gaming Pickups 10. Actually, wait, no, I gotta, where is it? I'm going to separate the recording sessions for Harrison. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Libraries. Where is... Yeah. Gaming Pickups 8. Streams. And there we go. Then I'm also going to move my file for this in. Is this the right one? We got Audacity, we got Stream. YouTube. Okay, yeah, that's the one. Gaming Pickups 8.2. It's Gaming Pickups 9, but I was going to do it that way so it's easier in the files. Alright. There we go. Got all our files set aside for Harrison. Okay. I mean, there's a reason for that, Connor. Because I wait longer and longer between each video now. Like, Gaming Pickups 1... well, that one doesn't really matter. Gaming Pickups 1 was like, just like I had gotten 2 bundles of games recently and did a video on it. Gaming Pickups 2 was like 2 months later. 3 was like 3 months later. 4 was a year later. And this is a year and a half later. Oh, hey, Brian. Oh, goodness. We are getting Isla, apparently. I don't know if she's in the condition for that. Isla? Isla? Sorry, Fluffs. Hi, Isla. There we go. Oh. Oh, she already peed on me. And pooped on me. Okay, so guys, for those who don't know, Isla is not really doing great recently. She's like very much showing her age. Like her fur sticks out, she doesn't clean it. Like she keeps her eyes closed all the time. She just has like really dirty fur and dried snot all over. She kind of just fumbles around slowly in the cage now. She's very old. Like, she's already over a year past the average life expectancy of a rat. But she's still very nice. She's just very old now, and it's really showing. Mia's like the same age as her, though, and she just still acts more or less the same. But yeah, Isla's fun. I'm gonna have to take a break to change shirts after this, because literally as soon as I picked her up, she peed on me. So, yeah. I'll be back in a moment, but this is Isla again. Yeah. It's on both hands, so I'm not gonna change the break screen. My goodness. Isla, why? I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's fine. Alright. Chat, which shirt do I change into? Do I change into a shirt from a YouTuber or a video game or other? We're deciding what action-adventure shirt will be. Okay. Do you want... Batman, Rabbit, Squirrel, or Tropical? Oh, goodness. Let me just get the drawer out. Alright. Do you want t-shirt or fancy shirt? I have... Okay. You guys have chosen this. I have literally never worn this shirt before. So, Alright. I still haven't actually washed up yet. I'm gonna go do that and then change shirts. So, yes. Otherwise, there's blue and teal ones that have, like, more artistic stuff on it. This is gonna feel so odd. I feel ridiculous. Hey chat, what's up? Alright. We're ready for the next gaming pickups. Huh. Maybe this is a bad idea. Oh my goodness. Chest. Yes, all my scrawniness. Yes, we're going to fix it all up so it looks prettier. I literally never use button-up shirts. Since as hairy as Why is this a new thing now? This is like the whole Mario nipples thing all over again, but now it's here. This is a bad idea. I shouldn't have done that. No Connor, no spiciness. Where the heck does... Where is this? Oh, it's because this part folds back? No? Rug of a chest. Do I need to tuck this in? Are you supposed to tuck in shirts like this? Or there's one more? Why are we taking off clothing? Because the other one got peed on. There we go. I never... No! No! This wasn't even, like, recorded for Harrison, either. Also, there's no chat in the thing I'm sending him, so... Yeah. There we go. This is it. Oh, there's even a pocket? My goodness. What exciting thing. I've got it. Glow sticks. I was given these at like 4th of July last year or something, and they've just kind of been here. They haven't even been used yet. Yes. Just run. I don't know. I don't care enough. You guys can't see that part. It's probably fine. I have no idea. I'm gonna start the recording off. There we go. And there we go. That's so Harrison has his stuff ready when he edits this. I don't know. This was literally given to me by my dad however long ago, and it's just kind of been in the drawer. It looks very wrinkly. You're probably supposed to hang shirts like this. I just folded it up a bunch and shoved it in with t-shirts, and I never touched it again. So yeah, I've never worn this shirt before, chat. So, yeah. I get this wrinkly shirt that is very un-Levi-esque. So here we are. Should I put on... There we go. I'll fix it. I'll make it better. There we go. Now we're set to record. Do I need a baseball cap too or something? That's probably fine. I mean, it's just in a drawer with other clothes that are clean. It's fine. Yes, we're doing it. How has viewership gone up since I've looked more like anti-nerd? These look crooked. Is that just me? Do they just look crooked to me, or is that... I don't know. Do we do this then? Hey guys, welcome to the flea market. It's here. This bad boy, this thing. This can run so many Grand Theft Autos. You'll never have to look back. And how does this make me look more like a nerd? I look like a dad. I even have a beard now. Ugh. That's my vibe. Okay, we'll get more vibes. We'll pick a baseball cap. Here, we've got to bring more nerd back into it. We got the Breath of the Wild, we got Ocarina of Time Link, and we got 8-Bit Mario. I'll probably just do... There. The 8-bit one looks good, but it's weird. It's a weird looking one to have backwards. There we go. There. Now there's a hint of video game left. So, does the intro of this video need to be, or of the action adventure one need to be? Yeah, I do. The Squirtle voice is just my normal voice, though. Other times it was just messing around, I guess. So yeah, do I do like some kind of like surfer guy intro or whatever for Gaming Pickups 10? The screaming one. Oh, the what? All right. Hey guys, welcome to Gaming Pickups 10. We just went through Gaming... is such a bad idea. Chat is not happy with me. It's fine. Hey guys! Welcome to Gaming Pickups 10! Yeah! We got games, and we're gonna pick them up, and we're gonna and there's gonna be 10 of them. Woo! Yeah! Chat's just spamming emotes. This is so bad. There we are. Should I go upstairs and see how my parents respond? They're just gonna be like, what is this nightmare of a child we have put in this world? I mean, I'm just gonna let Harrison do what he will with that footage. Yeah. Alright, so... Can we get less emotes so I can start? Oh my goodness. Okay, we're just going to start this episode with a bunch of emotes flying over the screen because that's just what chat's doing during the stream. But yes, this stream is... just stop it. So this is Gaming Pickups 10. The one where we go over action-adventure games. So we have this whole pile of games in the background, all these emotes that chat is putting on me because I decided to live stream this video for some reason. My goodness, there is a lot of emotes. And... okay, I don't know if this is... I think this is past the point where my editor can fix it in post. Okay, cool. But yeah, we've gone through like 8 genres so far. This is action-adventure games for this video. And I'm in a different shirt because I picked up a rat and it peed on me, and then chat decided on what shirt I wear after this. So they picked this like button-up Hawaiian thing and started calling me a frat boy, and yeah, I guess we're just doing this now. So where do I put my face to still be on screen real chat? All right, let me get the action adventure games all set up. Ugh. My goodness. You're all madmen. Oh, I don't really have an easy way of grabbing this. Ugh. Ugh. This is the smaller half of this, of action adventure. And you know that we're going to talk about GeForce on the Wii. We gotta do it. Do I take the sticker off? There's a sticker under the sticker. You know what, we're just going to look like that during the video. That's fine. Hang on, we got another pile in the action-adventure ones. Okay, this one's falling. Okay, this one's gonna be in waves. My goodness, that's not supposed to look like that. Nothing's wrong. Why is there still emotes literally everywhere? Is this gonna be the whole thing? I don't even have I even have the modifiers for it turned off right now. Under normal circumstances, every instance of someone putting an emote in chat is supposed to create 3 of them. Do you want me to turn that back on? We can do it. There we go. Now for every 1 emote that you post, 3 show up. Oh my goodness. This is absurd. Alright. Yeah. Before we get too far into this... Yeah, we got like 3 big stacks of games here now. All right. Before we get too big into all the sorting of everything, I'm going to go upstairs and look for food and probably get whatever terrible reactions my parents have to this. So, yes, I guess I'll be back in a bit. How do I put it? What is this theme always comes up and freaks me out. All right, let's go to the break screen for this, where there's even more emotes, and then I'll be back back with food soon. Wait, emote only is a chat mode? What? Mitch, what did you do? How do you do that? Okay. I'm going to go get food quick. Where's there? hey guys, why am I at more viewers now than I was before? I've just been on break. So as soon as I went upstairs, turns out that my mom is making homemade burgers right now, and so the break's a little longer than I thought. I thought I was just gonna grab something quick from the stream and put it in the microwave for a minute, but we've got homemade burgers, and I'm gonna be doing that. Might be a slightly longer break. We'll see. Be back in a moment. We'll see. I don't know. What did Mitch do to you all? What happened? Oh boy, oh me, oh my, oh whoa. What's up, chat? Oh wait, I gotta close the door. Why are you such a pilot? Thank you for begging for attention. Sauce? I told you guys about the sauce. My goodness. Hello everyone. We got... So, I happened to run into my mom upstairs. She said I looked festive. I spelled something wrong. Did you change the spelling on my stream? What have you done? Wait, something's in parentheses. Oh, is that something I did already? Game pickups, 8 tons of mini reviews. It seems fine. Okay. Huh. Okay. Well, my mom ended up giving me way more than I expected, so now I have a giant burger with 2 patties on it and some sort of cream pie, the pina colada juice that I already had, and an entire unopened can of Pringles. So we might just do a, like, I don't know. I did not expect this kind of thing to come downstairs with me, so maybe we'll just, like, watch a video from the channel or something for a bit while I have a chance for this. Wait, what is... I just have a $20 bill in my pocket? Sweet! I should wear these pants more often. Also, fantastic news. This doesn't matter to most of you, but this is, like, really big for me. I haven't actually had an inhaler for, like, 2 weeks, and I got another one. So now inhaler unboxing, guys. Now I don't have to be dead. Oh my goodness, this is... Oh, 204, that's so much better than 0. Asthma sucks, and having something to help with it is good. Okay, fine, I'll check Discord, and then I'll find something to do so I have a chance to eat. Oh. Oh, yeah. That means that, like, I won't, like, eat super spicy food if you redeem that redemption. Okay. That's what you're getting at. Okay. Spelled sauce wrong? Oh. Yeah, I probably did. Yeah. That's fine. It's great. This is what you guys get up to when I go on break. You're like, aha, Levi is dumb idiot. Aha, laugh at him. He is the big stupid. Fine, fine. I'm going to the channel. I'm going to my about section. We're gonna fix this. I already lost a follower during the stream. That's how you know I'm doing it right. Sauce with the C. There we go. It's perfect. I fixed it. I should not have given you all the Levi dumb emote for free. Or for... You guys have so many tier 1 emotes now, it's absurd. I have 10 emotes on the channel without even going to Frankerface. Yeah, I mean, that's probably fine. I mean, I have like 300 followers, and I rarely hit double digits on any stream. Like, I feel like a lot of them followed and then never came back. So, it's not too concerning. Okay. I guess let's just find something on my channel that we can watch quick so that I can eat in the background while that plays. Let's see. Not that. Not that. We're not doing another gaming. Do you guys want to watch like one of the first gaming pickups videos? I don't need a break that long. Or something that's like 10 minutes. Huh. No. No, this is... No. No, that one's really short. We'll just do an old art stream. Or an old art video. That'll work out. Was it this scene? Okay. A nice man child. What does that mean? Alright. Alright. We're just gonna do a video for a while back, and then I'll have a chance to eat. Da, da, da. There we go. mean, I considered making it a little bit larger, but this is pretty much one-to-one scale with the game, if not more accurate to the developer's intention due to the resolution of the game. I'm debating if I want to do anything to maybe make the blend a little better, because, like right there, that's just supposed to fade, except it's just a very clear cut. This one's much more natural of a fade on the side here. So maybe I'll put a piece or two in there and try to figure that out. Otherwise, I think it's done. So that's super fun. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. But it's done. It's big. Where am I going to put it? It's taller than my shelf. Yeah, but, actually, let's see. Where's... Oop. Yeah, let's see how close I got it. Oh. Yeah, not bad. If not a little bit focused in the light, but I don't know. Looks pretty close to me. So what do you guys think? Should I try more streams like this? Do you guys even like artwork streams? Because chat was basically dead and I basically didn't talk during the process. But, I don't know. Still super fun. Can you even hear me past this? Alright, so... Hey guys, I'm back. I finished my food. That was a good burger and good pie. Yes. Yeah, I still keep it above my computer. Oh. If it actually wants to unhook. There we go. Yeah, it kind of... The colors have certainly warped a bit on it over time. Well, yeah. Still fun. Yeah, just hang it above my computer. This one color in the middle just faded so fast. Also, I found out that in the original, I had made these spots black, but they were actually holes. So, yeah. Who's messaging me? Oh, my activation code! I won the March giveaway for AirPods. Wow! I don't feel like, yeah. And, yeah, Logan was right. The backside is less appealing. It's mostly stability. But, yeah. I mean, it just kind of hangs above my computer now. It's very lightweight, very durable still. But, like, yeah. this layer's faded a lot. Yeah. There's a bunch of these all over the room. The one I'm working on now has just been in progress for so long. And that's the Mechonis sword. And honestly, I'm still in the sketching phase of it, and I've done like 3 full streams of it. Because when I'm done with it, it's... I mean, I still just leave it here under my TV. But this is the next sword that I'm working on. Let's see, and this is the handle. Like, this is how big this one is that everything that's just the handle is already past or up to my waist. With and then the sword is like another however many feet long. So yeah, I've been in the process of sketching this one for a long time. You can kind of see it. It's still getting inked and darkened to get us. Well, yeah, that one will finish being made eventually. It's just a very big project. It isn't even fully unrolled yet. Because those are the materials I have. This one, like, there's just not a high-res enough version for it, so... This is gonna sound awful, isn't it? So, I just kind of, like, took some renders and tried to sketch it the best I could to match what it looked like it tried to do. There we are. There we go. So that one's been a work in progress for a bit. Just kind of leave it rolled up over there. Although I think we need a new playlist because we've done the other one a few times now. Let me change you guys back to the main display. Harrison's gonna have a lot to just cut out of this video because of the break. That's fine. Why does the saturation look so high? I can lower that a bit, probably. That looks a little better. There we are. Now we get to record the action-adventure games. Wow, there's so many of them. First, we gotta find music. We gotta do music. No Thoughts, Head Empty. That's a playlist for me, but I don't know if that's the right playlist for this. Fewer Thoughts. Fewest Thoughts. Try Not to Dance Nintendo music. Ooh, is that a good one for us? Evening music. Oh, that could be fun. Also, whatever music I play during the stream, that's not going to be in the final YouTube video. That's just going to be in the stream. Sure. Sunset music? No. We gotta do Try Not to Dance, right? Lo-Fi Nintendo. Okay, we gotta do the Try Not to Dance one. Yeah. It's got Nintendo Land. We're set. Run it at a lower resolution so it doesn't hurt the stream as much. Okay. We now have many games here to sort through. I'm just going to sort by platform again. So we got Xbox. We'll go here. Game Boy was over here. Is this Game Boy Color? Yeah, this is the Game Boy Color version. N64. N64. SNES. Oh, I didn't have a Vita spot planned. Your No Thoughts, Head Empty. I know the feeling. Been there, done that, still doing it. NES. Game Boy again. PlayStation 1. I am the fewest of all thoughts. Ooh, gotta take the sticker off this one. Actually, you know what? I'll leave it on, because part of what I'm going to say about it is going to be important. Or that makes the price relevant. More NES games. Dreamcast. Yeah, we got that one in here now. It's just some Super Nintendo game no one's heard of. Alright, now we're into the... Let's see... PS2... 360... Xbox... 360... Wii... We're gonna be talking about this game for some reason. This is, you know what, maybe we don't need to talk about that game. Should I call Mitch in the middle of his stream and just be like, hey, what are your thoughts on Barbie and the 12 Dancing Princesses? And then we'll include that in the video. Well, actually, then it won't be set in the same recording channel, so Harrison won't really have an easy way to use the audio, or bring the audio for that over. Wii U is gonna have a spot soon enough. Wii. Oh, more 360, more PS2. Oh, this is gonna be PS3 actually, because this one's for Flower. Jeez, quite a few Wii U games stacking up again. This is PS2. They're all PS2. Alright, third and final stack of the action-adventure games to have spots for here. Do I have PSP yet? I don't have PSP yet. I don't even have PS4 yet. What madman does this? There's PS4. My frat boy hat is getting in the way. Ooh, there's an Xbox One game. Do I have a spot for that? We'll make sure there's a spot for it. PlayStation. More PlayStation. So many action-adventure games. Not as many Nintendo, actually, as the other genres. Okay. The action-adventure games are sorted now. Alright. Do we want to save the Nintendo for that? There's no GameCube action-adventure games? Unfortunate. Alright. Alright. Chat. Should we start Gaming Pickups 10 with Nintendo, Xbox, or PlayStation? We did the first one by genre, and we did Gaming Pickups 9 with Nintendo. Do we want to mix it up? There's way more games to talk about on PlayStation and Xbox than there's Nintendo this time. Probably. Actually, no, it's probably comparable. Where are we thinking of going with this one? Very well, we'll just do Xbox because I have it in front of me. Okay. Are there any of these to sort into? Yeah, we got 3 licensed games here. I might close the window because I'm hearing planes. There we are. Alright, so to start action adventure, we're doing the Xbox this time. I feel like we haven't started with the Xbox for many of these. So to start, we're gonna do some licensed games. Because of course we are. So I got Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets and Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King. I know next to nothing on either of these, but I've heard really good things about them. This one even has this, like, cool, shiny, official Lord of the Rings sticker on it. But yeah, I think this is just kind of like a brawler or beat 'em up kind of, almost, that follows the events of the movie, I think. I don't know a ton on it. This one, I just have a friend who was saying that, like, Harry Potter games are really good. aside from like that one PS3 one with the terrible demo. But yeah, I've kind of been considering checking them out. I find them every now and then, and they're never really that much. So I decided to try it out. I don't know a ton on Harry Potter, but our Discord movie nights might be changing that at some point. This one, actually, we'll bundle this in with another. So I hope I pronounced this right, but on PlayStation there's Onimusha, and then on Xbox they later got Onimusha, or Genma Onimusha, which these are the same games roughly, and I already had this one, but I got this one because it's kind of like a new game plus. It adds some content and has more difficulty settings for it, and it's a little better optimized because there's kind of a weird pickup system in the game that is fixed in the Genma version. But basically, this game, for those who don't know, in the 90s, what was it? Nintendo, or not Nintendo, Capcom basically was making Resident Evil, and they're like, wow, this worked. People love it. Let's just make Dinosaur Resident Evil. And so Dino Crisis became a thing. And the next generation, they're like, we need another one. Let's make Samurai Demon Resident Evil. And then that's kind of what Onimusha became. Or Onimusha? I don't know. And I've just planning on doing the PS2 version the longest time, and then I found out that there's a better version to go for on the original Xbox, and so I ended up getting that. So whenever I start out the trilogy, I'll probably be going with this. There is a PlayStation 4 release of this game as well, except it's a port of the PlayStation 2 version. So all the extra additions that the Xbox version has are just ignored in the PlayStation 4 release of it. So this is still the go-to version to probably go for. So interested in trying that out. Then we got a few Spider-Man games. I've heard very, very good things about both of these, because after I played the 2018 Spider-Man game, I've kind of tried to look into more of the other ones, and these are two of the ones that are probably considered to be some of the best ones. So Ultimate Spider-Man is kind of more focused on like comic book aesthetic, and I think it also focuses a lot on like Venom and stuff, and it's a more cartoony game. It just looks fun. I want to try it. And then there's also Spider-Man 2, which is considered to be like one of the best licensed games ever, and also considered very good by Spider-Man standards. It's just like an open world game. I don't know a ton on it, but I'm guessing it's just in kind of the Spider-Man 2018, but just made a lot earlier. Then last time I showed off Blinks, but I finally found a copy of Blinks 2, which is honestly one of the more expensive games on the original Xbox. The thing with the original Xbox is that like games on it don't tend to cost that much. Most games for the original Xbox are under $10, and then there's like 15 or 20 games that are just harder to find and more expensive, and this is one of them. But yeah, this is kind of like just an action-adventure game. The first game's kind of more like a puzzle platform, but this one kind of goes for a more energetic theme to it, and it swaps you between two different characters, and you're going through all kinds of stuff. It doesn't have you play as Blinks, even though he's on the cover. You play as like a series of characters that you are just kind of put in the shoes of, and you're sort of trying to solve the issue of time basically falling apart. And yeah, it's this weird action-adventure puzzle platformer type game that has like even like stealth elements, and it's wild. I want to give it a go. Then another one that I'm very happy to have found was Indigo Prophecy, which is probably even more often known as Fahrenheit, which is its European name. But basically, this is the first real David Cage game. So the guy who made like Beyond Two Souls, Heavy Rain, Detroit Become Human. This is kind of like the first game he made, and I mean, it looks a lot more interesting to me than most of the games he's actually well known for. This one's kind of like, actually, I really don't know a ton on it, but it looks really cool from what I've seen. It's a murder mystery one, which I don't believe he's really done that with the other games he did. And it's basically like a guy who murders somebody, and then he becomes like a detective to like figure out, because he like realizes the hardships of causing that to somebody. And I don't know a ton on it, but I want to try it, and so I got it. Then on the Xbox 360, I mean, I'm just gonna get this one out of the way. I ain't got a clue what Disneyland Adventures for the Kinect is, but they gave it to me free with another purchase I was making, so I have it now. And we're gonna try it. And when I googled the genre of game, it simply says open world. I don't think that's a genre, but Google said it was, so I guess that's all that game is. I have no idea. A lot of these are just better known games. I don't think I have to describe too much on them. And I just didn't have them until the last year or so. So I got Far Cry 3, probably the game in the series that's interested me the most. Either Far Cry 2 or this. Far Cry 4 and 5 and kind of just look like this, but again, to me. And so I was interested in just kind of trying out the one that seemed like it was the best bet. Far Cry 1 and 2 are a bit more survival-esque focused, and then there's also like Far Cry Primal, which I guess probably survival-esque, but more like caveman style. I don't know much on that one. There's Prototype 2, which, I mean, I can get this out of the way now anyway. Honestly, I'll just get some of these out of the way from other systems. I got Prototype 1 and 2, one on the 360 and one on the PS3. Also, there was another Onimusha game that I was going to talk about later, but I already said everything about Onimusha that I know, so... Onimusha 3 was part of this. And so was... And then there's Prototype 1 and 2. These are basically like open world games where there's like a parasite or a bioweapon or something that's just kind of like infecting people, and you just kind of like go cause havoc, and the military is trying to subdue the virus, and then it's really cool looking. I don't know a ton on them, but like I've been meaning to try them for a while, and so now I got both of them for really cheap, so I'm gonna give them a go. They look fun. This one I didn't get a full case for. Normally it's like a $2 game, but I got it for 25 cents because it didn't have a case. So I got Assassin's Creed 2, probably one of the best known games of the last few decades. I'm sure everyone knows what they're getting into with that. I got Saints Row 3. I don't know much on the series except that it kind of tries to be GTA, but or at least the first and second one did, and then the third one tried to expand off into just like goofy antics and superpowers and stuff. I don't know. This was in the last gaming pickups. Oop. We're on Xbox One. Oh boy. We even got some sealed games in this. So probably one of my favorite games of all time that was like I had no idea what it was. I was just given the game and told go for it, and then was really, really surprised by how good it was Darksiders 2. And I've been really meaning to honestly play it again because it's so fun. It's basically just like it's just like fantasy, like gods and demons, Legend of Zelda, like the more traditional Zeldas, not the Breath of the Wild style. And I had a blast with it. And then the first one is kind of God of War-esque, and then the third one I don't really know what I'm getting into, but I found it and I would like to try it. I think it was made by a slightly different like team or something, and it wasn't received as well as the first two, but I mean, I really like the second one a lot, and I want to see kind of more of what the series is doing, so I picked up Darksiders 3. Also, I got Assassin's Creed Origins, which when they rebooted the Assassin's Creed series for the first time in however long, and actually tried to make differences between the games, this was kind of their first take at it, and Connor was recommending it to me a lot, the one who originally showed me the Assassin's Creed series with 3, and I mean, Egypt seems like a really cool theme for it, and I want to give it a go, so sooner or later that'll be a game I'm playing. This was another one that made it in the last pickups. Okay, yeah. Then I got Rise of the Tomb Raider, because... Or did I even... Yeah, I'll include these. And then a while back I streamed the first Tomb Raider reboot game, and I got the other two now. So now I have Tomb Raider Reboot 2 and Tomb Raider Reboot 3, or Rise of the Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and I've been wanting to try more of them. The first game was like... It was incredibly bland in its gameplay for the first few hours until it actually like stopped hand-holding you for literally everything. And then it became a far more engaging game. And honestly, like, it was very... I don't know. It was way more cinematic than gameplay for a while in that one, and I didn't like it, but I decided to give it a try a second time, got further into it, and I really ended up liking the direction that the first one ended up going in, and... I just kind of want to see what they do with more of that. So, I got Tomb Raider 2 and 3. We'll try them out at some point. This one needs no introduction. I was looking around in a game store a few weeks ago and realized that, I don't actually own Red Dead Redemption. Maybe that's a game I should get. And then I found it on the shelf for like 20 bucks, and I was like... Wasn't there like a DLC for it? And then I just happened to check Amazon, and you could just get the full version of the game with all on one disc for Xbox One that has like all the DLCs on it, and it was like $10. So definitely need to play this at some point. Same goes for Red Dead Redemption 2, which I found. This version has like, it's like in a box, and it comes with like a big map and everything. This one was just from, like, a local seller on the marketplace. He just, like, upgraded to a PS5 digital and couldn't even use the disc anymore. So yeah, I came with this whole map. I don't know. The Red Dead games have always looked interesting to me. I mean, just in general, Rockstar games have looked interesting to me, but I really haven't played, like, any games from them. And, I'm interested in doing that eventually, so... And they're starting to drop in price on some of them, so happened to get Red Dead 1 and 2. Give them a try at some point. This one was also included in the last pickups. Okay. Yeah, you can tell there's a little bit of overflow in my notes, it looks like. Okay. I just want to check. Is it still working? Because there hasn't been a chat message in a while. Because Streamlabs is still having the weird issue with me. Okay, yeah, it looks like it was just that. Okay. We're set then. Alright. On to... You know what, let's just do a Sega. Let's do a little bit of Sega. For the Dreamcast, I got Echo the Dolphin 3, or Echo the Defender of the Future. We tried Echo the Dolphin 2, Tides of Time, on Dreamcast, or on Sega Genesis a while back. Never really... It's all set up for a YouTube video, but we never really ended up putting it out, because I guess we just never got to it. But we still have the footage somewhere, and maybe we'll do it eventually. I had a lot of fun with the game, and I wanted to go back and finish it at some point. But I never really got too deep into the series. I think there's 3 or 4 core games. I know this is the last one, and they just all seem fun. The first one I've heard is just kind of like so annoyingly hard that you have no idea what's happening, or that you're just dying a lot. The second one I hear, or Tides of Time, I mostly hear that you just kind of need a walkthrough to know where you're going most of the time, but otherwise it's really fun. And this one I just heard was like really, really good, and it's in 3D, so yeah, I'll give it a go. At some point, I want to try it out. That's the only Sega game in this category. Goodness. Let me just test. Is it still working? Okay, yeah. I just want to make sure Streamlabs hasn't frozen on me. Alright. Then, let's do PlayStation handhelds. One game that I've been looking for on the PSP that's like the game that I want to get to consider it done is Death Jr. 2, which I did not find, but I did manage to find its prequel, Death Jr. 1. These games have interested me for a while. They're kind of like somewhat obscure games. There's also a DS one, but that's really not the same thing. It didn't catch my interest on that platform as much. But basically, these games are kind of like action-adventure games where you play as, like, the Grim Reaper, but he's like a Grim Reaper in training, and he has to go around and, like, reap souls, but he's, like, all clumsy about it, and it's just, like, this weird, like, cartoony little game. It looks fun. I've heard good things, and I want to give it a go. And then on Vita, I got Gravity Rush, which I got this when it was still a like $15 game on Amazon, brand new. I don't know what exactly has happened now, but even just the core Vita version has exploded in price so much. But yeah, I've been very interested in this one for the longest time. And yeah, managed to snag a copy. It's kind of like an action platformer, and I've become far too obsessed with its soundtrack in the past few weeks. It just looks really fun. You kind of like choose the direction gravity goes. It has this really cool like comic book aesthetic, really neat like character designs, world designs, and it just looks great. I really want to play it, and it got a remaster of sorts on PS4, but that wasn't really what I was looking for. It's how do I put it? The PS4 version just doesn't have any of like the Vita features in it, really. A lot of things were exclusive to the Vita version or to the Vita console that they couldn't really pull over to PS4. And so I feel like a lot more of like the fun and interesting ideas and mechanics in the game are going to be a lot more apparent on Vita than they would be on PS4. I want juice. I'm out of juice. It's fun what I do with these is then when I finish them I flip it upside down, and after a few minutes a little bit pools up in the cap, and then I can just give that to like one of the pets. They like it. Woo! Alright. PlayStation 1 Action Adventure. Ooh, that's a theme. That's a good theme. So I got Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. I don't know much on it. It just kind of looks like, how do I put it? From what I can tell on the back of the box, it looks like Lego Star Wars Episode 1, but if it just didn't have the Lego aesthetic to it. That's about as much as I can tell from the back of the box. I mean, it just looks like kind of like an action-adventure, little elements of platforming, some combat. I don't know. I'll give it a go. I happened to find a copy. Also found another Harry Potter game, Sorcerer's Stone on PS1. Again, heard good things about Harry Potter games, so gonna give it a try. PlayStation 2. Oh goodness. All right. We're gonna finish off with that one. So I got both Dark Cloud. Is Streamlabs being weird again? What is it doing? I mean, as long as it's still running, it just keeps flickering on me for some reason. Yeah, I'm gonna try restarting my PC between this video recording and the next. But yeah, I got Dark Cloud 1 and Dark Cloud 2. Both games that are certainly becoming more and more sought after now that people are kind of realizing what they are. They're just like really solid, like kind of dungeon crawler type games, and they're just kind of like very charming. I believe they're PlayStation 2 exclusive, and they've looked quite interesting to me, specifically Dark Cloud 2, which I found at a much better price since it was disc only. I got Castlevania Lament of Innocence. I know nothing about it, but I know that people really like Castlevania games, and I want to give it a try at some point. Oh goodness, I got the label a little crooked. That's probably fine. So yeah, got that now. I think it's 2D, maybe it's 3D. I ain't got a clue. People like those games, so I got it. So I'm not really the best person to talk to on these games. Never played a GTA game. Got all the PS2 ones, at least all the ones I know of. So 3 San Andreas, Vice City, Liberty City Stories. Yeah. I don't know. The GTA games have always looked interesting to me. It looks like San Andreas and Vice City are kind of like the go-to single-player experiences in the franchise. So I was happy to find some copies of them before their price escalated too much. And yeah, interested in playing them at some point. This is one that John just gave me. I don't know much about it. I think it's based on a movie. But I've heard that it's a pretty solid game in its own right, and I'm gonna give it a try. I don't know nothing about it. Okay. So, we originally streamed Barbie and the 12 Dancing Princesses in August with a big group, and that was the first time like Mitch ever came over. Oh boy, was that an experience. It's not a very good platformer, but it's there, and it's we had way too much fun with it for what it was. It was just a bunch of us goofing around for hours on end. Can't say a ton for the game itself, though. It's kind of just a really bland, like, walk around the samey looking areas. And we had so much fun with it as, like, our $5, like, throwaway game that we all just decided to play, that I was like, oh, what's the next throwaway game that we can do? And I found Shrek 2, which I believe is the Shrek game on Xbox, except they just call it Shrek 2 after the movie on this. I don't know much about Shrek-related things, but I've heard this is fun. Actually, you know what? We can ask. Should we see? Let's test something. All right. Let's yeah. Let's see. Let's go bother Mitch. I want to hear his thoughts on this game.
And if all knowledge of mechanical laws were taken from him so that he could make no more machines, and all machine-made food destroyed so that the race of man should be left as if it were naked upon a desert island, we should become extinct.
All right. How do we phrase this?
A few miserable individuals might linger, but even these in a year or two would become worse than monkeys. Man's very
How would you describe?
It is a machine-made thing. He thinks as he thinks, and he feels as he feels. Through the work that machines have wrought upon him, and their existence is quite as much.
There we go. I'm asking him how he would describe Barbie PS2 to people.
I tried. How would I describe Barbie PS2 to people? A mistake.
He just says a mistake.
Is that all you wanted?
Yes.
Did you want more than that? Shortcut to godhood. Yes. It's not the worst thing I've ever played.
It's not the worst.
The best.
Perfect.
It's not good.
No, that's great.
It's not terrible.
It's basically just him trying to not say it's the worst game ever.
I mean, the music's good. I like the music. Everything else is underwhelming at best.
Yes. No, this is great.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man.
This is great. All right. We're going to go record more. I just want to get his thoughts on it.
Dance music. Okay. I'm live on your stream right now, aren't I?
Wait, let me, where's the dance music? I got it somewhere. There we go. All right, no, not that. Sharing. There we go. I'm just gonna send him the dance music. This is great. I've got a dead chat right now anyway, who cares? There hasn't been a message in half an hour. Alright. Back to the camera. Alright. Well, we got his thoughts on Barbie PS2. Oh, Terrible Fates is still here. You're intently? Yes. Alright, I think we've accumulated a little bit of the leftover juice. Yep, there's a little bit. We're gonna go give this, it's hard to show on camera because it'll tip towards it. We're gonna go give this to the pets. One of the pets is gonna get a good little... How about Pepper? You haven't been on camera yet today. You want some juice? She loves it. You guys ever just juice your rabbit? Now she's just licking my hand instead of the juice. Good work. Thank you for helping me clean the cat, Pepper. She's so precious. Where'd I put the rest of it? Oh, that's down there. Yes. Well, we just invaded Mitch's stream to get his thoughts on a Barbie game on PS2 for some reason. Alright, that's our PS2 games. PlayStation 3! I feel like this needs to make it a bit loud there. Yeah. Audacity's still going, right? Sweet. Okay. I'm just going to bundle these together. I got... is it only 3 of them? Yeah. I got 3 Lego games. I got Lego Batman 1 and 3, and then Lego City Undercover. I'm pretty sure everyone kind of knows what the Lego games are nowadays. This is just kind of like a Batman take on the Lego games, and this is like an open world cop take on it. I've heard really good things about pretty much all Lego games, so this is the one I've probably heard the best stuff on, so I decided to pick it up, and yeah, I'll get to it eventually. I guess, again. And then again, there is more Spider-Man games I've heard good things about now that I've looked into them since enjoying Spider-Man PS4 so much. So Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions is probably the Spider-Man game I've heard the most about after Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 2018. So, or not even heard the most about. It's honestly a game that's not talked about much, but it's the one that I've heard the best things about. Because apparently there's literally like 50 Spider-Man video games, and like 4 of them are worth your time. And this is one of the ones that a lot of people don't really know about, that apparently is a really good game. I think it's like different Spider-Mans of different eras and timelines, like teaming up to like fight something. I don't know. But it looks cool. It sounds very comic booky in its story, and I really want to give it a try at some point. It is definitely a game that is increasing in price a lot, because PS3 and 360 games, usually you don't see like any of them above $10. This one was at like 30 when I got it, and it's probably higher now. So keep an eye out for that one sooner rather than later. We'll get this one out of the way. So I already had Abzu on Steam and Journey on PS4, but what I did not have was Flower, and I forget what the other one on the left is, but it's a PS3 disc that's Journey with a few other side games on it. Flower looks really fun to me. It's not really a traditional game, but it's very kind of in that aesthetic, and I'm quite interested in it. The other one is I forget what this game on the left is, but it looked really cool. It doesn't say it anywhere on here. But oh, it's Flow. Okay, yeah. So yeah, very interested in that. Those games have interested me for a while. I believe they're only on this one like PS3 disc. That's a Journey Collector's Edition, and I've wanted to try them because I kind of like these like relaxing artistic games. There's another one that I still need to look for. I forget what it's called. It's like The Blind Swan or something. It's one where like you're in an all-white world and you like throw blobs of paint to paint your aesthetic and like echolocation to like discover the environment. I forget what that one's called. I want to play it though. A few more. I got Star Wars Force Unleashed. This and its sequel have looked interesting to me for a while. They're just kind of like Star Wars action games, and I believe I've kind of heard mixed reviews across both of them, particularly the second one, but the first one, I mean, they both look interesting to me, so like I decided to pick this one up, and if I see the second one at a really cheap price, I'll probably pick it up too. They look fun. I got Bionic Commando, which really isn't saying a ton because there's literally like 5 Bionic Commando games, and 4 of those 5 games are just called Bionic Commando with no subtitle. But this is the reboot one. That's like a 3D action game that has, how do I put it, like hookshotting and slinging and stuff, and just this weird story that got a lot of criticism, but it just looks like a goofy fun game that like is really hard to take seriously, despite the fact the game really wants you to take it seriously, and I think that sounds kind of fun, so I want to try it out. Yes. Oh, Connor, you know them. Then I got Batman Arkham Origins. So with the Arkham series, I've pretty much borrowed all of them off of the same friend, and I've gradually been getting them myself because I keep finding them for really cheap. So last time I got Arkham Asylum, a while back, I had already had my copy of Arkham City. Now I have Arkham Origins, which is a game that I think is really overlooked. A lot of people didn't like it because it wasn't made by the same people, and it was just kind of overlooked because it was considered a stopgap game, but like I had a lot of fun with it. I really enjoy it, and it has some really cool like twists on the detective system. So yeah, I'm happy to own a copy now. I also got Infamous a while back. That was in the last video, I think. And now I found Infamous 2. So now I have both of these. All that's left is Second Son, I believe, which is the one that I've already seen beginning to end like 3 or 4 times. So I don't know if I need a copy of it, but hey, it'd be fun. The Infamous games are just cool. It's like going around in an open world and like tasing things with electricity, and you get all these weird like powers and stuff because like, I don't know, like the citizens are cursed or something like that. I don't really know how it's handled in the first 2 Infamous games. Yes, and I guess, Connor, while you're here, this final PS3 game is very topical to you. I got Resident Evil 5, which I have been gradually getting the Resident Evil games, and I loved and beat Resident Evil Revelations twice, or no, like 1.99 times, because I physically did not have enough ammo, no matter what I did in the game, to actually kill the final boss on the hardest difficulty, but I got to it. So I don't know what I was supposed to do in that one. But then other than that, it's pretty much me and Connor a while back gave a little bit of a try at Resident Evil 5. We didn't get particularly far in it, but it was a really fun game to play 2-player, and it's less horror and more just kind of like hanging out with a friend and playing a game in the background, and that's a good type of game to have, especially now that we do like the multiplayer streams all the time. So I'd really love to go back and finish this one or restart it or something at some point, because it was a fun game. It doesn't play well. What do you mean, Connor? I had fun with it. Alright. PlayStation 4. Oh. I probably could have just included this with So yeah, earlier I talked about Gravity Rush. Gravity Rush 2. Probably a lot of the same stuff carries over because it's the same series. Yeah, exactly. Single player, I've heard that Resident Evil 5 is really wonky. Well, we got a few PS4 games still. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like we could give it another try at some point. I guess before I get to this PS4 stack. Why is Eddie DMing me? She's just hi, Levi. Where's my bunky waving emote? Oh, wait, no, I got this. I sent him the amazing snake emote from Steven's server. Steven's server's a blast. You guys gotta check it out. There's only like 5 people in it, but it's still absurd. Because that's just how Steven's humor works. So... He's still messaging me. I'm just having stupid DMs with people while I'm streaming. Yeah, this is fine. This is why these videos take a while to edit, because I just go off on tangents. Maybe it's because I'm streaming it this time. So, last time I talked about Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. Well, guess what? That game got a sequel that was better in every way once they got rid of the microtransactions that basically made the game pay to even complete it. So the game was very widely panned at launch because of microtransaction stuff. And apparently fans screamed at them enough that they fixed it. So they took out microtransactions entirely, and it just kind of became like one of the best games of the generation that is widely overlooked. It's really cool. It's kind of like the combat from the Batman games and Spider-Man or whatever, like that type of flowing combat. And it's just done in like an open world Lord of the Rings setting where you play as like this immortal like warrior guy, and you have all kinds of things with the Nemesis system comes back, and it's even better. You can like even choose like allies and build an army, and you have to take down like the head guy of another army or whatever of the goblins. And I don't know, the game looks fun. I want to try it out. One of my coworkers is even talking to me about it. So let's do another one. Let's see, hope I say this right. It's either Yakuza or Yakuza. But that, and then Zero. This series is just absurd. I've wanted to try it for a while now, and it's the one I happen to get for it. This is probably what most people are saying is probably one of the better starting points. And a lot of people probably have been telling me that this is probably one of the better ones in the series. And, I mean, it just looks absurd. It has amazing reviews. It looks great. Now there's a new one out that's like a turn-based RPG. I don't know. The Yakuza series has just looked so exciting to me that I just really want to try it. It's like this whole side game, brawler, Yakuza drama, like stuff with undercover cops and fighting with issues from their past, and it just looks fun. I want to try games in that series. Good. I'm surprised this even made it into this video. I feel like I've had it for so long now just because there's so much time between the recording sessions. This is The Last Guardian. So this is the huge game that was like being shown as like the PS3 flagship title that was going to be the next game by the people who made Shadow of the Colossus. And then it got delayed, and then we didn't hear anything for like 8 years, and then it came out. And so this is like the third and so far final game made by the Shadow of the Colossus team. Previously they made Ico or Eco as well. And this is just kind of like a little action adventure game with a boy and this giant griffin type creature, and you basically are just kind of looking out for each other and working together to kind of solve puzzles and get through the world. And there's a lot of interesting things that the world shows versus with like the history and kind of what Trico, which is what this thing's called, kind of what it's doing, and like where did their species come from, what is their purpose, and it gets a little complicated, but it's very interesting. I really wanted to try it. A few pickup videos back, I showed that I got Medieval. Well, they remade it on PS4. They didn't really do much of anything to it other than just changing or adding in better resolutions and stuff. Like it's like from scratch, but they didn't really add any new levels or weapons or anything. It's just kind of the same game, but it looks a lot better. And if you beat it, then you also unlock the original PS1 game, which is good for me because I have it on PS1, but the disc is too scratched to work. Or it works, except the audio channels on left and right cut out at like weird intervals, and then like start playing static, and it's basically my PS1 copy works, but only if I play it muted. And that's kind of annoying. But yeah, I've been wanting to try it out for a long time, and PS4 version is going to be a good way to do that, so I picked that up. I got Kingdom Hearts 3. My goodness. It has been so long since I've done the last pickups video. I literally got this on Black Friday 2019. And it's still making it into this like spring 2021 recording. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure people know what Kingdom Hearts is. This is the third one according to the number, but definitely far from third. And I've just kind of been trying to get into the series a bit. I really like Dream Drop Distance on the 3DS. I played the first one a year or two ago, and it was not really my thing. It just kind of felt really wonky, and like it just kind of got very bland for me in parts, but I still enjoyed it. But I want to try the other ones out. The next one's going to be Chain of Memories, and I've heard really good things about 2 whenever I get to that. So yeah. The last PS4 game I got was Axiom Verge. This is basically an indie game Metroid game. Like, there's a lot of games that are like Metroidvanias that like are still mostly Metroid and then a little bit of Castlevania or a little bit of their own thing. This one like is just flat up an indie game that is a Metroid game. So it's basically like a scientist who makes giant guns, and it's sci-fi themed. I don't know a ton more on it. Apparently it's a pretty long game. It was made by one person, and it's got a sequel that is supposedly coming out at some point. I guess another fun fact, the most expensive game on the Wii U is the physical of this. I found it on PS4 though, because I like that D-pad a little bit more. So yeah, been meaning to try this, and now I got a copy to try it. It was weird to me to find out that it even got physicals. It just seemed like a game that would be stuck digital, but I kind of want to play it. If you're looking for another Metroidvania, I also am recommending The Mummy Demastered. I don't have that one yet, but that was basically for the Mummy movie that came out a few years ago. They made a tie-in video game to it, and it's just like a 2D Metroid game that's like really good, and everyone was really confused by it because the movie was awful, and then it was a licensed game, and it happened to be really good. Alright, we are moving on to Nintendo action-adventure games. First one I got was Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX. I've been wanting to play Link's Awakening for a long time, didn't really care which of the 3 versions I go for. There's Link's Awakening on Game Boy, Link's Awakening DX, which is the Game Boy Color version of Link's Awakening. And then there's Link's Awakening Switch, which is like the whole remaster and everything, but that one's still like $60 and probably won't drop in price like ever because it's Nintendo. So yeah, I've been wanting to try it out. Finally got a copy. And a long time ago, me and Connor got into like Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons and Ages. I don't know if we really played on original hardware ever. I think we pretty much always just did the 3DS eShop versions. But I ended up finding a complete in box copy of Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages. So, yeah. Maybe I'll try to get back into those games at some point. Then, on 3DS, another Zelda game. The handhelds, it's just all Zeldas and action-adventure. I've never actually owned or played Zelda A Link Between Worlds, or even A Link to the Past I had not played. I've owned several versions, but I haven't played it. And I've just really been wanting to get into all these 2D Metroid games, or isometric Metroid... 2D Zelda games, or isometric Zelda games, because I hadn't really played much of anything in them other than, like, maybe the DS games, if you count those. And, me and Mitch are kind of marathoning them a little bit, or at least we're playing a few of them, and we're about to finish Zelda 1, and this is probably up there on that list. We'll see. It's a fun game that I've wanted to try. Oh, goody, Connor. Oh, hey, Callie. You're coming to bother me instead of Mitch? Oh, dear. All you gotta do is bring Eddie here, because this next game is going to be to his liking. Or should I hold off until he says something here? Okay. For NES, I got a few games. I got Batman. Not Batman Returns, just Batman, the video game. This is one that Ben was really recommending to me, and I literally got this like 2 days ago. He says it's a really cool, like, 2D action platformer game where you play as Batman, and it can be really hard, but it has unlimited continues, so I'm interested in trying it out, because it seems like an NES game that's, like, actually fun and fair, whereas a lot of NES games are kind of just crappy or so difficult it's unfair, and you want to play a version with save states, but apparently this is just, like, a really good one to play on original hardware. So I'm going to give it a try since I have one to try it out with now. No, Callie, this is the one that he wants. The one that I have in the plastic sleeve. And another one I got a day or two ago was Street Fighter 2010. This is one that I've heard really good things about. It's another one that's considered very, very hard, but it just looks really fun. It's like this action platform. It's kind of like Mega Man, except it gives you big arenas, and it's like time and wave-based. It's like wave-based Mega Man. It's really cool looking, and it's got like a lot of enemy variations, and it's like this action platformer. Hey, Eddie. Eddie, why are you like exclusively talking to me in all caps the last like week? I'm confused. Well, I guess you did say thick boy in lowercase. I mean, you didn't DM me anything specific. But the last NES game for action-adventure I got the original Metroid, which I'm still trying to clean a little bit of Sharpie off here and here. I keep forgetting to. But yeah, this is the original Metroid on NES, which there's actually 2 versions of this game. Let me go get the other one. And this one. Because I'm trying to get as complete of a Metroid collection as I can. So this is the original release of Metroid on NES, the one that most people know. But what a lot of people don't know is that it had a second version, which kind of borrowed artwork from Metroid 2, Samus Returns. And it was kind of like a new game plus, or no, not that. It's a patched version. So this version is just kind of like raw and as is, and this is what most people know. But what a lot of people don't know is they actually ported it again under like the NES Classics banner, and it got a few little patches, and it's a little bit more refined of a game. So yeah, got that now. I'm very excited to add that to the collection. Got it in a box too. I might get like a repro box or something for this one. I don't know. Because it has different box art that's like all yellow and everything. Also, Eddie, I think I know what poster you're talking about. Yeah, because if you see, it has the same artwork as the Metroid 2. Roughly. It's a little bit different. But the poster that you're probably thinking of is actually something that's included in Metroid 2. Do I have it in here? Oh! I have that in the poster section of the video. That's right, because I got the manual for it. I didn't have it at the time. So, yeah. Well, that'll be later in the series, I guess. But the poster for Metroid 2 that you're thinking of is actually one that comes with Metroid 2, if you get a complete copy. How much did I pay for... Oh. This, I got this for $10, which is pretty fair. Or no. No, I got it for $20. It normally goes for like 50 or 60, but because of the Sharpie, he cut it in half. So I got it for 20 bucks. Yeah, chat voted on what shirt I wear for this video. So this video actually has like a Hawaiian surfer dude screaming intro. So yeah. And on to SNES games that fit into the action-adventure genre. I got a 4th copy of Super Metroid. Wait, did I include this in... I might have included... Oh yeah, because Albert did a... Okay, yeah. So this is one this is one that was in the last Gaming Pickups. I don't need to go over that today then. Oh no. There's worse shirts than this. The stream, when I first put this on, it actually was like open in the middle for a bit. And then chat was just like, yeah, let's go. This is awesome. And I was like, no. No, none of this. None of that, no. So then next for SNES, I got Illusion of Gaia, which is basically Zelda Link to the Past, but not. Maybe a little more combat focused. It's just another game that another studio made, and it's very, very similar to the top-down Zelda games. So very interested in that. Heard really good things. Sometime to play those Metroids. You really want to play NES Metroid? I feel like that's kind of like a harder one to get into. Yeah. Although, like, I guess Connor, if you want to join for that, that'll be fun. Because I've never actually beaten NES Metroid. I've only gotten a little bit into it. I probably did like the first boss fight or so. Yeah, I've never gotten particularly far in NES Metroid. I like so many of the games after it, but that one didn't hook me as much. Connor, have you beaten NES Metroid? Are you still here? Sir? 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 Connor? Hey? Hey? We gotta plan this stream. I mean, and then we could play it either... We could play it on the NES Classic. Yeah, I know. But, like, Zero Mission was far more refined. You want to join me and Eddie for playing Metroid NES? But actually on an NES this time? We could do that. It'd be fun. And then this one I'm leaving the price tag on just because it's a very shocking one. So, I guess to skip a little bit ahead, I recently got a Sega 32X, which is an add-on for the Genesis, and I was looking over the games for it, and honestly, not many interested me, and the ones that did were super, super expensive. One of those being a game called Blackthorn, which costs like $250. And I was like, oh, that game looks so fun, but it's so unattainably expensive, so I guess I just won't get it. I don't know what games does... And then I talked with a friend about it, and he's like, oh yeah, that game came out on the SNES as well. It's still like $100, but I mean, you could still go for that if the game really interests you. It's just missing one of like the 15 levels. That's the only difference. 32X added in one more level, and the color palette is a little more diverse. Because oddly enough, the difference between the Sega Genesis and Sega 32X isn't really in the resolution, it's in the color density. So like you can have twice as many colors. There's a little bit of extra processing, so they could do some 3D polygons, but almost nothing used it. It was basically just to have a larger color palette, is most of what the 32X was for. So I was still like, if it's $100 for this game, I don't know if I'm gonna care enough. I might just have Ezra like toss it on the backup Wii U as like an emulator thing. And literally the next game store I went to had it for $40 in really, really good condition. So, very interested in getting to this at some point. Because I was originally looking at getting this when it was $300, and then found the $100 version for $40. So, definitely a win there. Really want to play this at some point. I'm not trading cheese for Metroid games, Callie. Besides, I thought all you wanted to trade for me, or all you wanted to trade with me was cheese for Squishmallows. Yeah, next 2 weekends. Okay. But yeah, this, Callie? What are you on about? Too much cheese. Not enough cheese. All the cheese. 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 Cheese? I don't know. Cheese. It's fun. But yeah, Blackthorn is a game that interests me a lot. It's kind of like a platformer action mystery puzzle game with kind of like a grittier aesthetic. It's kind of harder to explain, but it's really good. It looks so cool. It has really good reviews. I really want to try it, and so I bought it. And then on to Nintendo 64 for action-adventure games. I got Castlevania. That's all you need to hear about that. Don't buy it. Terrible idea. I got it for free with the bundle, and maybe we'll play it as a joke. But, like, honestly, the Castlevania games on N64 are kind of not worth your time at all. They are well documented as garbage games. Most Castlevania games are great, but this and the second one on N64, great is a very, very strong word. Even good is a strong word. They're kind of just games where you wander around until the next soft lock happens that deletes your save data. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard very bad things about the N64 ones. An N64 game I have not heard bad things about, though, is The Mystical Ninja starring Goemon. Or Goo-Man. I'm gonna call him Goo-Man. It's not even spelled like that. But yeah. This is a trilogy that came out on the SNES and N64. This is the second game in the series. I don't believe any of them really follow through with each other. And some of the games I've been looking the most desperately for are the other games in this series. And this is just like wacky, over-the-top action RPG, ninja game. It's even got stuff like mechs. It's got really good music that like I never would have expected. It's so good. And it's just got this crazy aesthetic and wild characters. It's very funny. It's kind of in a lot of ways the humor almost reminds me of something like Earthbound maybe. So, or I don't know. You might like it if you try it. It's fun looking. For the Wii, I already talked about this game on the 360, or the sequel to it on the 360, but I got Disney's Epic Mickey. Probably just everything I said about that game, but now, but older and probably higher reviewed. I got Zack and Wiki on the Wii. I believe this is a console exclusive, and it's just kind of like an action puzzle game of sorts. And it's just like this guy and his monkey just go on like this big epic pirate adventure, and it just looks so fun and charming and cool. And I've been interested in it for quite a while. It's kind of Zelda-esque, and it just looks really fun, so I decided to buy it. And now I want to play it. I got the first Red Steel, disc only. Red Steel 2 is kind of the big one to go for, but Red Steel 1, I still want to try it out. This was a Wii launch title, or at least launch window title, that kind of just was one of the first real games to try actual like sword and gun combat with the Wii remote. So it's kind of iconic for that, and it still looks cool, so I want to give it a try. It's kind of like I know the second one's like samurai-esque. I don't really know a ton on the first one. Then lastly, this is one I got a few days ago. I don't know a single thing about this, but everyone just kind of knows me as the rodent guy, and also one of the people in my Discord server has been speedrunning this as a joke, and so I figured, why not? Let's get GeForce on the Wii. I don't know what I'm getting into with it. It was stupid cheap, and it has enough smaller reasons to decide to get it, so now I have it. And then, I might need a prop for this one. I am not playing the Ratatouille game. I've already seen it beginning to end, and it just doesn't look fun. Like, it doesn't even look like it'd be, like, stupid hanging out and having fun with it. It just doesn't look fun. So, years and years and years ago, I played Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Probably one of my favorite games ever. Definitely up there in top 2 or 3 for Zelda games for me. Not that I ever really tried to list it. Honestly, very heavy box, too. How big is this manual? Do I have 2 manuals? Oh, it comes with a special preview manual. And how many booklets are in this? Why is it so heavy? It's got a GameCube guide, a Shiver Me Timbers thing, a Nintendo Pro ad, a thing about the Tinkle Tuner, stuff about the Ocarina of Time and Master Quest, and a folded up notebook page? Is this something from the previous owner? Are you... That's so... I've never noticed this. I've had this copy of Wind Waker in my collection longer than most games. And apparently the last owner of this, like, somebody made them a note on how to beat Ganon's castle so that they could get through it. That's so charming. I didn't know that. Finding out history about games that have been on my shelf for years. Neat. But yeah, I played Wind Waker a really long time ago. Except I'm pretty sure I played Connor's copy at that point. I probably only got this like 6 or 7 years ago. I've still only played the game one time, and I don't typically replay games, but I feel like Wind Waker's a game that's good enough that I want to replay it someday. But the thing is, I don't just want to replay the GameCube game. I want to play the Wii U version, because that version looks real nice, and so I got the Wii U version. And, yeah, I want to play it, so I got it. And then, last Nintendo game, an action-adventure, if that's really the right genre for this, Luigi's Mansion 3. This one I don't own. It's another Red Label one. This one I'm just borrowing off Ezra indefinitely, and sooner or later I want to play it. I really like... Or I don't know. I like Luigi's Mansion 1. I liked it way more the first time I played it. It's just not a game that I really find much enjoyment going back to. And then I really, really liked my time with Luigi's Mansion 2, even though a lot of people didn't. Luigi's Mansion 3 kind of just seems to be an expansion of both of those games and all their concepts and stuff, and I want to play it, because I really, really liked Luigi's Mansion 1 and 2. So, another one? Yeah, let's go! We gotta do it! So yeah. That is, wow. There's like so many stacks here now. So that was all the, action-adventure games. I'm gonna stack these so that I can, put them back there again. Ugh. So yeah, this isn't even half of them. There was so many games to go over in this one. But that was all the action-adventure games. It's a genre I like. It's a versatile one that, like, has a lot of different ways you can do a take on it, and I just wanted to play more of them. So it was fun to get a bunch more of them, and we'll see about getting to some of them in the future. But for now, I'll see you in Gaming Pickups 11, which, for the live stream right now, that's in, like, 3 minutes. For the people watching on YouTube, I don't know. We'll see how editing goes. Okay, bye. Guys, we have officially finished half of the table. How does it feel? I mean, yeah, probably half the table, roughly. Alright, let me make sure that the recording's all set for Harrison then. There we go. 8.3. And where is Streamlabs recordings? I gotta wait a moment for it to finish finalizing the file. There we are. Rename. There we go. That's 3 gaming pickups recorded so far. Let me get that file in place. Also, while I'm doing this, I don't have the stream or chat open, but hopefully nothing big is happening. There we go. There we go. Okay. So Streamlabs is still having a weird issue where it's not letting me edit a few things. I am going to just try a quick like restart of my PC and see if I can figure out what this issue is. How do I put it? Yeah. I'll be back in like, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes maybe. I just want to figure out what this issue is with it. And I'm hoping that restarting will fix it because, for those who don't know, it's been like freezing on the streaming software end and like not showing me chat for like 10 minutes at a time. For the last hour, I haven't been able to see any of my meters with like the mic or the camera. And it's just kind of like really kicking up my CPU way more than it should. I don't know why. So I'm just going to do a quick PC restart and see if that fixes this issue. And I'll be live as soon as that's done. So yeah, stick around for a bit. Stream will be back in like 5 minutes. I'll just hang out and chat on my phone, and I'll let you guys know when it's back, or when to refresh the page. So sit tight. I'm gonna see if I can figure out this issue.